Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. I am so incredibly pumped you're tuning in for this one. We are diving into something that's literally reshaping the creative world right in front of our eyes. We're talking about the fierce, absolutely high-stakes battle for generative AI music dominance. It's Suno versus Udio. Now, if you've been following tech or music lately, you already know this technology has totally exploded. But the multi-million-dollar question is, who is actually winning the race to control it? Okay, let's dive into our roadmap for comparing these two titans today. First up, we'll look at the AI music race itself. Then we'll check out App Store adoption trends, break down the usability advantage, examine the label licensing deals, and finally, we're going to follow the revenue. All right, Section 1, the AI music race, setting the stage. To truly grasp the sheer magnitude of this battle, we first need to look at exactly how high up the ladder generative AI has already climbed. Seriously, consider this staggering reality for a second. If you open your phone right now and look at the most downloaded music apps, you'll see the giants you completely expect. Number 1, Spotify. Number 2, YouTube Music. Number 3 is Shazam. But sitting right there at number 4 is Suno. An AI music generation app is literally sitting alongside massive established platforms that have dominated our screens for a decade. So yeah, it's definitely not a fringe tool anymore. It is completely, undeniably mainstream. Moving on to Section 2. App Store adoption trends, the data gap. We know AI music is huge, right? But how do Suno and Udio actually stack up against each other in the real world? To figure out who's really winning, we have to cut through the hype and examine actual download and adoption trends. Now, since these companies guard their active user metrics like state secrets, looking at the sheer volume of App Store user reviews acts as a fantastic proxy for widespread adoption. It gives us a really clear, measurable snapshot of what people are actually downloading and using. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly where the race stands today. Just look at the massive, undeniable difference in scale here. Suno is sitting at a staggering 141,000 reviews. Udio, just 1,200 reviews. You guys, that's not just a slight lead. That is an absolute landslide when it comes to consumer adoption in the App Store. Which naturally brings us to a critical question we absolutely have to ask. So what's the deal? Why the massive adoption gap? Why is Suno pulling so incredibly far ahead of Udio when both platforms offer really powerful AI music generation? Like, what is the secret ingredient driving 141,000 people to review one app while the other is barely past 1,000? That brings us to Section 3, the usability advantage, pro to novice. The answer to that massive gap, it lies almost entirely in the user interface. It's all about friction, or rather the lack of it. We can anchor this whole argument with a super straightforward assessment from our source material about Suno. It is, quote, way easier to use, way easier to create a song. Look, when you introduce a complex new tech to the masses, the platform that removes the most barriers to entry is the one that's going to win. And Suno? They've apparently figured out how to make music production feel totally frictionless. Let's look at how this plays out in the professional world. Get this, professional songwriters in Nashville are actively using this. The old workflow used to mean booking expensive studio time, hiring pro session players, all just to record a demo. But now, a songwriter can just record a simple acoustic demo, literally just them singing with a guitar, input that into Suno, and instantly generate a fully produced, professional-sounding arrangement. Then they take that AI-generated track and pitch it to real human artists. It's a complete revolution in their workflow. But it's not just for tech-savvy Nashville pros. The ultimate test of an interface is if a complete novice can jump in and use it. Our source shared this amazing anecdote about a poet in his 70s. This guy had been writing lyrics his entire life, but never got a way to actually turn them into music. Well, thanks to Suno's incredibly accessible interface, he's now effortlessly transforming his life's work into fully produced musical tracks. That exact level of accessibility is why those App Store numbers are so incredibly skewed. Now, Suno is also expanding how people actually share this music. They recently rolled out a new feature called Hooks. Hooks lets users pair short video clips with a Suno-generated song, basically creating music-focused content. It's a social tool meant to help musicians tell stories and connect with fans, and people are immediately drawing direct comparisons to TikTok. Of course, not everyone is sold on it right away. The source shared a pretty funny story about showing this new Hooks feature to his teenage daughter, Layla. Her incredibly blunt reaction was, yeah, it's like TikTok, except boring. Ouch, right? But honestly, regardless of some teenage skepticism, the data tells a totally different story. If you look at the platform, there are videos on Hooks racking up hundreds of thousands of plays. People are clearly craving a dedicated social space just for their AI creations. On to Section 4, Label Licensing Deals, the Legal Playbook. Because listen, ease of use doesn't mean a thing if you get sued out of existence. We have to pivot to the crucial legal and corporate maneuvering happening behind the scenes. So the key takeaway here is how these platforms are securing their futures through official partnerships. Udio recently settled a copyright lawsuit with Universal Music Group, UMG, and they're now actually partnering up to create a new AI platform launching in 2026, trained on officially licensed UMG music. Meanwhile, Suno struck a very similar deal with Warner Music Group. So both platforms are pivoting hard from the wild west of data scraping, moving toward fully licensed models that will actually generate revenue for artists, songwriters, and the labels. The real-world impacts of these deals are huge for the everyday user. Because the underlying data is going to be officially licensed, you'll be able to generate tracks in the style of participating artists. Think of it like an official Drake AI or a Beatles AI, and you can do it without constantly worrying about copyright takedowns. These tracks will be totally legal to stream on Apple Music and Spotify. It completely legitimizes the whole ecosystem and opens up a brand new revenue stream for the music industry. And that brings us to Section 5, Follow the Revenue, the finish line. We've looked at the downloads, the interface, and the legal playbook. Now let's see how all of this translates directly to the bottom line, to find our winner. According to a Wall Street Journal report cited in our source, Suno recently raised $250 million, and the reported annual revenue has hit an absolutely mind-blowing $200 million. Now, even if you think those numbers might be slightly exaggerated, the financial reality is undeniable. Suno's combination of a frictionless UI and massive public adoption has effectively crowned them the winner of the AI music race right now. I mean, they are generating serious, sustainable cash flow. And there's actually a much broader lesson here about the AI industry as a whole. Right now, niche AI is beating the pursuit of AGI, or artificial general intelligence. Companies chasing AGI have to burn hundreds of billions on massive data centers to try and understand literally everything known to man. But by narrowing their focus exclusively to music, platforms like Suno and Udio achieve real financial viability way faster, requiring far less overhead to create a wildly successful product. Still, we have to stay grounded about what this tech actually is. As our source rightly points out, beneath the hood, these systems are ultimately just massive pattern recognizers. They are brilliantly programmed to retrieve and remix existing data based on what they've been fed, but they don't possess true original creative genius. They're remixing the past, not inventing an entirely new artistic paradigm from scratch. Which leaves us with a pretty fascinating thought to close on. We know AI can effortlessly retrieve and remix, and we know millions are rushing to use it. But can a pattern recognizer ever truly become the next Beatles, or John Coltrane, or J.S. Bach? Can it actually create something beyond what it was trained on? That right there is the ultimate creative boundary of this technology, and it's definitely something to ponder long after this explainer ends. Thank you so much for joining me to break this all down today. Keep learning, and I'll catch you in the next one.